Hey, everyone. Welcome back to Live and Learn with Gemini Goddess. We are going to continue on for the month of January is Community Helper and Nonprofit Month. So, first I want to apologize to you guys for last week. Sorry, I was extremely sick, so I wasn't able to do the show. And my guest for last week, she has gracefully agreed to come this week. So, um, my guest is going to be Millie of the Militant family. So, welcome Millie to the show.
They can see me now. Oh, there you go. Oh, hi.
Hi,
Hello,
hi,
everyone.
darling. How are
Hello.
you?
I'm fine. How are you, my gracious host? How are you doing today?
I'm good. Introduce yourself to everyone.
Hi, my name is, they call me Millie, but I'm not, my name is Militant, but I'm known as Millie. And I am the founder and the CEO of the Militant Family Charity. What do you have
Okay,
something to say,
so
girl?
y'all, I was introduced to Millie a few months ago, and let me tell you, her and her family, her, well, I wouldn't even, yeah, we'll just leave it as family because you guys really are a family.
We
They
truly are.
are an amazing bunch of people. They are so supportive of each other and of other people. Um, I've had the pleasure of being on a few lives with them and been able to, we've had some amazing conversations and they've told me about
Indeed.
what they do. And I was able to tell them about Pathways to Promise. And then we kind of realized, we're kind of, you know, Millie is like my kindred spirit.
Indeed.
So, you want to tell everybody a little bit about the Militant family?
All right. So the Militant family, we were founded back in October of 2023. And when we first founded, we were what you would call your typical TikTok team because we all came together and found each other on TikTok. So we were your basic TikTok team. One day I was talking to my board and her name is Unruly. And she said, "Hey, I want to help this orphanage out." And I was like, OMG, that is something that I've always wanted to do. I helped started a back to school program in Jamaica. I wanted to do it here on my own, but it's just so hard when I don't have the resources and the connection. Everyone says they're going to help me, but when you're dependent on other people, it's very hard to pull that off. So when she said that, I said, no problem. We went on TikTok, we raised some funds, and we were able to help, I think, 32 children at that time. And then we just did a back to school charity and we just start growing from there. So the two charities that we do will be the Christmas charity and the back to school charity. And we take a lot of pride in it to actually be foot on the ground and to see the people's faces. I'll just share this one story quickly, then I'll pass it over to you. When we did our back to school charity, we gave the little boy his bag and he touched the bag. And he said, "I got a water bottle." And I bring that brought tears to my eyes. So where you here in America, where people, it's a water bottle like this, oh, it's nothing but a water bottle, right? But to him, it was the world. And for me to able to capture that, it just broke my heart. So I really love the fact that what we do, and what we do is just not about me. It takes a team and a group effort. It's a lot of work that goes into the support that we do provide to the communities in Jamaica. And more recently, we've been helping out a couple people here in America as well.
That is amazing. And like, the thing is, the reaction that you get from these kids, it's like
Hmm.
it makes all of the hassles that you go through to do it just make it so worth it. Just to see the smile on their little faces at the simplest things that we take for granted.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So our goal is to, you have to take baby steps. You have to crawl before you walk. And our goal is to really to um, help as many people as we can. And every year we add a number. So when we first started, we were like, we want to be able to help 35 kids. And then the next was 100, and we always exceeded that. And then the next is, 200, 300. So hopefully, we get the sponsorships and like-minded people like us that want to help. And we're very transparent in that. Anything we do, any donations that we do receive, we do show you exactly what we do with the donations received. So you don't think it's a scam or sham. You actually get to see us delivering this stuff, what we got, and that your donation didn't go in vain.
Most definitely. So, what is the plan or the goals for the Milton family for 2026?
Our goal is to get our TSN in Jamaica and become a legit charity. The reason why is because it helps us with sponsorships, as well as when we have to ship things over. We don't have to pay as much. So that is definitely one of our goals, one of our major goals this year. We're pretty much a close knit family. We want to get our some merch if possible, just little merch. We have merch, but we're just getting a little merch and just sell it to our supporters. We're not that big that people can say we want to walk around with militant family merch. Yeah, but the people who do follow us and does support us would rep us in that way. So yeah, that is our goal that we talked about so far this year. And of course, we want to help. Last year, we helped 132 children for the back to school. We want to up that to 250. And for Christmas charity, we said our goal was 100 and we were able to help 117. So we're going to shoot for 150.
That is amazing. And as you mentioned, the Christmas charity, want to give a big shout out to the person who helped me when I was starting off doing my back to school and did a match with me. And then he turned around and did the exact same thing for Millie at Christmas. Antonio, big up yourself, brother. Blessings
Is
for
he
all that
here?
you do. I'm not sure if he's here, but he will eventually see it because I'll share the live with him after, and he knows where to find it. So I just want to
Okay.
give a big shout out to Antonio, who has been a blessing not only to Pathways to Promise, but to the Militant family as well, and has done a lot of great things with a lot of different people on the app and been keeping it positive and keeping it real. And you're appreciated,
He
and
sure is.
everyone.
Tony's awesome, guys. He's awesome. With our charity match, I called him. He didn't blink. I said I need to do a match to help raise funds for the charity, and whatever you raise, we're asking that you donate it to the charity. He didn't blink. He did not blink, and that's awesome because at these matches, people can make a lot of money.
Yep.
And yeah, people can make a lot of money at the matches. And he didn't blink. He said, no matter what. And as soon as the match was over, he just sent me the money
Yep.
instantly.
Yep.
So he's awesome, and
Yeah.
you don't
Before I
meet
came off
people like
live.
that.
Yeah, before I
Mhm.
even came off the live, I'd gotten an alert that something was sent to my PayPal. I was like, whoa,
Yeah,
but yeah, Antonio is amazing for that. And there's quite a few, there are a few people on the app who are like that, but Antonio most definitely, like I've seen him help so many people. And he does
hmm
have a heart, even though, some people have things to say, but people are going to say what people are going to talk, and who cares what people really has to say. When you actually get to know somebody and you know their real heart and know who they are, then
exactly. Exactly. Tony is not
I'm
what
sure
they say.
people
He's a good person.
I'm sure people got things to say about you. People got things. People go and talk, and it's not what people say about you; it's what you respond to.
I'm going to say amen. I'm going to say amen.
Clock it.
I would say amen. Leave it at that.
Most definitely.
Do
So,
you,
go ahead.
No, I was going to say that one of the things that we are doing this year is we're going to have two charity matches again in one match box drop so people can just come through. And we are currently looking for um, two people on the app TikTok who is willing to be as so kind as Tony as to do a match and donate whatever they receive on their end to the charity. So we are doing that as well.
Who knows? Maybe for my birthday, you and I will match up against each other. Militant family versus pathways to promise. Win win, right?
Hey, that would be fun. Why not? I love to have fun matches and we can have a theme because Tony didn't want to come up with a theme. And me and you can come up with a theme.
Yeah, we could definitely get something. I'm definitely gonna have to build up my support on the app because I've been kind of just MIA for a while. But we got 6 months, so we'll figure something out.
Girl, I ain't got no
Even
support either on the app. Jesus Christ.
yeah,
I'm telling.
even if it's not a match, I'm sure we can find some creative ways of getting things done. Because just thinking outside of the box, there's always
Yeah.
different ways of getting things done.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It would be great. One of the things that we are looking for, I don't know, I can't see the chat. So I don't know how many people's here, who's not here. Um, but one of the things that we are looking for is sponsorship. So that's why I want to thank Gemini so much for this opportunity that she is presenting us. I don't know why I'm stuttering. That she has presented us because we are looking for sponsorships. So if you are that person that likes to help, even if it's you want to sponsor us with, $50, or if you just want to donate $10, anything you can do to assist would be greatly appreciated. And we don't only accept monetary donations, we also accept, if you have back to school supplies, send it. We accept lightly used clothes, toys, things like that we can give to the orphanage. Anything like toys your kids don't play with. You bought it for Christmas, they played with it once and went and go play with that box that the toy came in, and it's just sitting there, like those type of items. Lightly used shoes, you know how kids grow out of shoes, they're practically brand new. And there are children that are in need that would be so happy and blessed just to have those items. So what we consider trash or we consider old, it's new to someone else and it's a blessing. So we are in search of sponsorships. If there's anyone out there, I can't see the chat, sis. So I don't know who's here. Who's
Yeah,
here?
I can't really see it either, and because we're on so many different platforms, so it's kind of hard to keep up with the chat. So like the moderators, they're able to see everything, but we can't see because we're on so many different platforms. It's not like TikTok where it's just the one. So,
Okay.
there will be comments that pop up here and there. So, but as exactly who's here and who's not, I don't know.
Okay. All
But
right.
one thing I gotta say, okay, someone just said something, but my screen is so small I can't even see it.
I
I think
know
that's
I see it
Mr.
myself, but it's so
Rudy.
small I can't see it.
Mr. Rudy.
Oh, Rudy, what's up, bro?
Yeah, from the picture I can tell that's Mr. Rudy right there. Bless yourself, Mr. Rudy.
Yeah.
And someone else just commented. For
Hold on.
everyone that's commenting, I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on, but thank you all for joining us, and I will do my best to see it. As best somebody just said nice. I'm not sure who it is. And somebody just said the boss is here. Big boss. CT. Think that's one of your family members there, but something that struck me during the hurricane is how
Mhm.
creative your mind is. Because as I was putting my I was as I was getting some stuff together to drop off at a donation place here, right? I was like, I got these kids snowsuits and I can't send those to Jamaica. And Millie's like, send them. Jamaican people, they could probably use that to make pillows or blankets or tents or whatever, and it's cold right now. And and I'm just like, I never thought about that. Like, cause I wouldn't think about sending like winter coats and boots to Jamaica, like, kids, but your mind is really creative when it comes to things like that. I was
Thank you.
impressed. I was like, yeah, that really
Thank you.
stuck to me. I'm like, yeah, I really need to start thinking out of the box more because I'm just more of like, yeah, Jamaica hot. No, okay, shorts, okay, maybe jeans, not snowsuits, but yeah,
Yeah, when I lived in Jamaica, the brief moment that I was there, I had to use every resource I had. My kitchen was literally outside, so my kitchen wasn't in the house. I had a kitchen outside, a stove was inside, but my sink and everything. So everything I had to do was outside. And so I had to become very resourceful. And that's country living. So I lived in the country. So I realized every little thing, I found a use for. And I know that they would have too. So.
yeah. Okay, they're saying that there's 9 people on YouTube, and then I'm not sure how many people are on Facebook, and I'm not sure how many people are on Insta or whatever. But everybody that is here, thank you for joining, thank you for tuning in, and for the support. We appreciate it, and hopefully y'all can continue to support the Militant family and Pathways to Promise, and basically any charity, like, and I wouldn't even say charity, any helpers who are out there who are helping, you know, just make sure, like I always encourage people, if you're going to be donating your money, and make sure it's to somebody that's trustworthy. And these big charities aren't always necessary the right fit to go to. Find yourself a grassroots foundation that have people on the floor, people who are actually doing, people who are giving back, not people who are trying to benefit. Because when you're helping, you're supposed to be helping others, not yourself.
Exactly. I totally agree because the militant family, we don't benefit. As a matter of fact, we go in our pockets probably more than most would, to make sure that this thing is pulled off. Because unfortunately, Jamaica has custom charges that have to get paid. And just to give you a prime example for the charity relief, a friend or someone, I don't know who it was, they donated some water, toothpaste, and deodorant. And maybe that stuff they pay for may have came to, let's say, $50. But custom was charging us 300 US to claim it. So, we have to really go into our pockets a lot to pull this off. So, it's not easy. I want to big up the Militant family because when I'm so focused about the things that we have to get done, I'm a Capricorn, so they put up with me and they get it done. They literally get it done. So it does take a team, it does take a family to be able to pull this off. And big up to them, big up to each and every one on my team. If I don't say it enough, please know. All right, baby. Thank you, Chin. If I don't say it enough, I want to say it here publicly that I thank each and every one of you for your hard work and every little thing that you do. It really makes a big difference because you got to realize we don't get paid to do what we do, and we don't take nothing off the top and we don't take nothing off the bottom. And, people have families, husbands, kids, go to school, work, and they find time in their busy schedule to get this done. And so that means a lot, that they believe in the cause that I believe in and they put their best forward to get it done. So,
Most Most definitely, because that's what a lot of people don't realize, is that most of us, especially the small little groups of us, majority of what we do, like 98% of what we do, comes literally out of our pockets, right?
mhm,
So, and we have to try to find ways to make 50 cents into a dollar.
exactly,
But
exactly. And it's not easy.
yeah, but we do it for the love, or as Chronics would say, we do it. What do you say? Do it for the love. What? Do it for the do it for the love, not for the likes, or something like that. Yeah,
Do it for the love. We don't do it for the likes. But we have been called by God to do this, guys. I firmly believe that in the bottom of my heart because the trials and tribulations we have faced during trying to pull off these charities, it could be nothing but God. Nothing but God that had made sure everything went the way it was supposed to go. I mean, people getting fed that didn't have a meal, and just being able to bless people for Christmas with a nice meal. Because when you think of Christmas, Christmas is not just about toys and gifts. When you think of Christmas, I want you to really think about it. You sit around a table with your family, the music is playing, you're having a good time. Mom, grandma's in the kitchen cooking, dad's outside on the jerk pan, whatever the case may be, and everyone's having a good time. We wanted to afford that opportunity to people who were in need so they can
most,
have that feeling.
most definitely. And one thing that I do want to touch on is that we do what we can with, and we wish to God that we were able to help everybody, but we're not able to. And it gets really disheartening sometimes when you're doing the best that you can to try and help people, and people who don't really need it
Yeah,
try to take advantage, or people who do need it, but they don't need it at, like, but you don't have it, and then they want to turn on you because you're not able to help them.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, because
Well.
I'm going to give you an example of something that happened to me recently, and it, like, it was really hurtful. But so there was someone that I helped a long time ago, right? Pathways to Promise. We helped this person, and this person kept reaching out to me and asking me for help. But like, again, everything we do is out of pocket, right?
Mhm.
And I have a lot of things going on with my life right now, like that I'm trying to get sorted out or whatever the case may be. So
Mhm.
this person kept reaching out to me, and I'm telling this person, like, what, I'll try my best. I'll see what I can do. Things didn't come to as much as possible. So then one
Mhm.
day this person reaches out to me and asks me for, and like, they kept reaching out to me. So I messaged the person, right? Because on that day I was actually on the phone with a good friend of mine where her son had just been unalived the day before. So I was
Mhm.
on the phone with my friend trying to calm my friend down. So I messaged back this person. I said, I'm dealing with a little bit of stuff right now. My friend just lost her son. So I'll try to get back to you when I can. This person messaged me back. If you're not going to give me the money, then just say so, but don't come up with all these bags of lies.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like, and that was really, really hurtful to me, you know,
But it
but
was. But it was. Especially when your heart was in a good place and you was dealing with a situation. It's unfortunate that people are like that. Um, because I think people have the misconception of when you're doing a charity, there's just money really just sitting there. And you could, little charities like ours, there's not money just sitting there that we can allocate and say, okay, Susie can get this now and Tom can get this now. It doesn't really work like that. And if I can help you understand, is that we work off of the donations we receive. And once you receive donations, then you allocate that out to the people who needs help. So it's unfortunate that you had to go through that. But I really just think that people don't understand how small charities really work.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was, but I won't let that break me because, you
No.
know, we're always gonna face adversity. We're always gonna find negative situations, and if we allow that negativity to break us, we will never reach anywhere.
You can't, because if you're really doing it for the people, we can't allow it, because if your heart is really in a right place and it's pure, you're doing it to help other people. And that's where you get your satisfaction.
Exactly.
It's the look on someone's face when you hand them a bag of food, the look on a child's face when they get a calculator because they never had one. Or a water bottle per se. That's what you feed off of to continue to go. That's exactly it. That's what you feed off of. That's like food for me. It keeps me going. Yeah.
Yeah. And and just like small acts of like, people don't even understand how much the small acts of kindness, how
Hmm.
far that can go.
I totally agree with you. I call it my benediction. Every time I end a live, when I'm on live, I end my live by saying be kind to one another, because it costs absolutely nothing. Guys, sometimes just walking past somebody and say good morning. You just don't know what people are going through. And that one little smile could brighten their day. You
Most
know,
definitely.
it definitely can. And it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt you. It doesn't take nothing away from you. And it might brighten your day for the fact that you brighten someone else's day. That's it. I always say, well, just be kind to one another.
Exactly. I have this shirt, and it's like one of my favorite shirts to wear, right? Especially when I'm going grocery shopping. On the back of my shirt, it says, "Dear person behind me, remember, you're important, you're loved, you're needed here."
Mhm.
And one day I was in the grocery store lineup and I was crashing up my stuff, and this lady, she, like, from behind me, like, she tapped me on my shoulder, and this lady was literally crying. And she's like, "Thank you. I really needed to hear that."
Oh, oh,
So it's like, people don't even realize how the simplest of things. And at first I was like, "What is she talking about?" I was
talking
like, "Oh,
about
oh." I
your
was like,
shirt.
"Oh, oh, my shirt," because I didn't even remember I had it on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like people don't even realize how just like the simplest acts will.
Yeah. will change someone's perspective for the day. It really does. Like I said, we never know what people are going through. One of the things that you said, I wanted to touch back on, and where people are asking for help and they really don't need it. Guys, I was going to use the Jamaican term and I don't want to do it. Don't, it's the only term that's coming to my mind
Do
right
it.
now.
Use it. That's okay. This is not TikTok where you're gonna get banned. We're big people here.
No, it's not bad. I just don't want to be unprofessional. But the word I was going to say is don't be licky licky. That's all I was going to say. Don't be
That's
licky.
not
Only word keeps
unprofessional.
coming. It's
Yeah.
keep coming to my head. I don't know. Well, today I was at work and I literally was typing and I was typing in patois. I was like, what is going on with me? But anyway, um, yeah, don't if you don't need things, guys, don't ask for it because there's someone out there worse than you. You know.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's someone out there that really needs the help. And if you take from someone else that really needs it, how is that really going to make you feel? But again, we're a small charity, and there were people that we did help that didn't have any food. They didn't have anything. There's when we help for the back to school, the moms cannot afford or the dads cannot afford certain things. I've had friends that I said, do your kids need school supplies? And they literally said to me, no, there are other people out there that really need the help. And
Somebody in the comments says Auntie Millie, something about their eyes too long, yeah.
okay, they too long guy. I know I didn't say that right, but okay. Yeah. So I think that's very important. That each one help one, guys. And if you know someone in need, and I want to be very clear with this. I think this is very important too. Guys, we do two charities a year. We don't really do anything in between. But if we can help with someone in between, the board meets. We have a board that we talk about it and we put together our resources, our personal money to help when someone comes out. So I need you guys to understand that. And sometimes we may not have it at the time that you ask for it, but we still have you written down to say, okay, such and such needed this. Okay, we got the resources. Everybody got the money, to donate from our own pockets, and then we come and help you. So if you call us today, don't expect us to get it to you tomorrow. Give us some time. We haven't forgot about you, I promise you. It's just the fact that this is coming from our own resources, and we just came off of a Christmas charity, which we had to go in our pockets and do a lot for that. So I don't know who's here from TikTok listening, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys understood that. It's not that we forgot about you. It's not that we don't want to, but what we're trying to do is gather the resources together to help provide what you asked for.
Okay, someone in the comments said, tell her it's British.
Hi, Angie. Amen.
Yeah.
So cute.
And yeah, and that's what people need to understand. Like, I wish like people would understand that they need to like, if we could, like, as soon as you ask, we're like, okay, go to Western Union tomorrow and pick this up. We would definitely do that. But
Mhm.
what people need to understand is this, that we are taking from our own pockets. We have families, we also have to live our life and do our thing. And, we're taking out of our pockets to do it. And as much as there's some kind of impression that, the streets are lined with gold here in Canada and in the States, and we got trees in the backyard where we can just reach out the window and pick and, pull off $50 bills, it ain't like that. It's
I
not like
wish,
that
girl.
at all. Trust me.
I wish.
I'd be planting those trees all over the property. I'd be taking care of the whole damn world.
If I
But yeah,
could, I would. Yeah.
yeah. If we could, like the heart is willing, but the pockets are not. And that's why we need as many people as possible to put together and to help. Because as my grandma always says, one cocoa fills a basket.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. That is it. So, does anyone have any questions for me down in the chat in regards to what we do, how to reach? I'll give our contact information after this, but does anyone that's currently in the chat, I don't know who's in the chat, have any on Facebook, Instagram, anywhere, your moderators, anything that they would like to ask me about the Militant family, I'll be more than happy to answer any questions.
Okay, so y'all Q&A time. So anybody who's got any questions, just put it in the comments and Millie will feel free to respond. And if you got something for me, I'm an open book as well. So
Yeah. I think giving brings joy to the heart. I'm so proud of Gemini for the work that her and her organization is doing, because I understand exactly what she is going through to provide the resources that she does provide. I know this is to interview me in regards to my charity, but her herself, she has pretty much funded a whole school with her charity, and that's not easy work, guys. It's a lot of sweat and tears that goes into that, and I think that's just important. I guess that's the point of me saying, is that it's very important for everybody to know that we may make it look easy, but it takes a lot of hard work uh, to pull it off, and it takes dedication from the people that's on your team, that's behind you, to make sure that you're able to pull it off. You understand? She may be the face. Um, for her charity organization. I may be the face for mine, but there's people that's standing beside me. I don't even want to say behind me, that's
no.
standing right beside me, that is really doing the work.
Okay, someone says, how do you keep a positive, sorry, my eyes are going really bad. How do you keep a positive mindset? And just before you answer that, as Millie said, when it comes to team, so if you to help out my team, because Lux Radio is a very small team. Anybody who has any questions, please do the questions on YouTube so we're able to see them, because unfortunately Lux Radio is a very small team, and we have one person doing engineering right now, so it's hard. So if anybody who has any questions, please from YouTube. Okay, Millie, how do you keep a positive mindset?
Um, there's some days that I don't, and but the days that I do, is I look at it. I look from where I came from, guys, and I came from poverty. And it was hard work to get where I am. And I just tried to clear my mind of negative thoughts, because it does no good for me. It really doesn't do good for me. And I just focus on, finding a silver lining in everything. You should really try it. It works for me. Find the silver lining. This bad thing happened to me, but yet this happened to me, but yet, and that keeps me going, because when you focus on the negative, you stay in the negative. But if you can find the positive in any situation, that is changing the mindset. And for those days where it's hard, for me to be positive, I'm surrounded by a great group of people that lifts me back up.
Most
So
definitely.
my suggestion to you is, try to find the silver lining in whatever situation. Bad things are going to happen, guys. We're going to go through obstacles in our life. It's you can't prevent that. But when that happens, try to pull out that positive thing that happened and focus on that and not the bad. And I promise you it'll change your mindset.
Most definitely. And always put God first.
Amen. Yeah, he's definitely is my source. Um, and I'm thankful for him. 100%. Yeah.
Most definitely, most definitely. Anybody else have any questions? And so as I mentioned before, Lux Radio is a very small network of the support to Lux Radio is appreciated as well. So that's one way that we all can help each other to grow, is by supporting each other and sharing and letting everybody know, support is one of the biggest things that in order for us to grow, just like when Millie and we met each other, we started supporting each other and sharing each other's things. And if we could all do that for each other, Okay, I'm not sure what happened. She fell out. But yeah, if we could all do that for each other, the support is very important.
Sorry, don't know what happened.
Not a problem, hon. So yeah, if everyone would be able to follow Lux Radio on all the platforms, you'll see it on my flyers. Lux Radio has been graceful and been wonderful to me to allow me to have my Live and Learn with Gemini Goddess on here. And Lux Radio does coordinate with Pathways to Promise on a lot of things. They coordinated with Pathways to Promise for the hurricane relief. For Jamaica, they had a hurricane relief concert here, and they after Melissa. And there's a lot of things that Lux Radio and Pathways to Promise coordinate with to try and things. So, supporting each other, not just on TikTok following each other, but on ventures that we do outside of the app.
Right. And support goes a long way, guys. Sometimes just um, it's not always on a TikTok platform. It's not always about the gifts. Maybe you may not have it, but sharing the laugh, talking to people, going out there saying to your neighbor, "Hey, I know this team on TikTok called the Militant Family. They do XYZ." Going to your boss, doing that. You just never know. People will want to support and help out. That's you supporting by just, as my candy boo would say, rep, repping the Militant family. It really would go a long way because sometimes you don't know who you're talking to. And some people really, really, really like to help others. So for us, the Militant family, we're just asking, s- spread it around on what we do. Talk to your coworkers, your family, your friends, your neighbor, the people at the grocery store. I don't know. But even if you were able to give us $10 worth of support from you talking, guess what? That's $10 more than what we had. And once we put the whole pot together, it all adds up.
Most definitely. Shauna K. Walker says hello.
Hi, Shauna K. She from Facebook?
I'm not sure which
I
platform.
think I know that name from Facebook. I think I know that name. Shauna K from Facebook. Yes, I think I know that name from Facebook. Hey, Shauna.
I'm live, baby.
Does
I'm
anybody
live.
else have any questions?
What's the what's the most family, what family, and oh my gosh, I can't see. What's our next move for family and I can't see that last word. I'm sorry.
I don't understand the question. What is our next move for family and
Oh, what's the next move for the family and for Lux Radio?
okay. For the you want to answer first?
Okay, well for Lux Radio, well right now with Lux Radio we every day of the week we have a different show on here. Monday to Friday, Mel B is a morning kickstart with Mel B. That's at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every morning. We have Kickback with Cookie on Tuesdays. Every other Wednesday on Lux Radio, you will find Women Unscripted. It's a show that's sort of like The View, where it's just a bunch of women sitting and having like straight, honest, raw, unfiltered conversations. Then we have on Thursdays, we have Chief and Go. On Fridays, we have Live and Learn with Gemini Goddess. And after Live and Learn with Gemini Goddess, we have another show. And my mind is going blank, but there's another show that comes on at 9:30 right after my show. Um, oh my gosh, why can't I remember the name of the show? I apologize for not remembering the name of the show. And on Saturdays is Snatched and Savage. Sundays, there are no shows, but 24 hours a day, Lux Radio plays music. And Lux Radio also supports up and coming artists. They unknown, artists that aren't like big and on other radio stations. Lux Radio gives you the opportunity to stream your music and help you get out there and get your stuff out there. So that is one thing. So that's what Lux Radio does. Peace Podcast. That's exactly Peace Podcast at 9:30. Thank you so much for that. Like my brain just went. So that comes on at 9:30. And with Mel B's morning show, there is so much. I suggest everybody check out Mel B's morning show. She gives so much information, like her Black history facts is something that has helped me in the last 2 weeks. Like, it's gotten me down this rabbit
I'm
hole.
gonna have to try to check that one out. I like that one, and I plan on being on Unscripted one day. I'm waiting for the invite. That's all.
Most definitely, I will let them know because they're always looking for people to have, good conversations and stuff. And if anybody who has an idea and wants to have a show on Lux Radio, you could always reach out and, they will, reach out to Cookie and or Ray or Mel, and they will definitely set you up. Lux Radio is a Black female owned and operated station who needs as much support as possible. So
Mm.
tell a friend to tell a friend, that's how we grow. And most definitely with me, for sure, I can speak for myself. I know that in the future, I do want to coordinate with the Militant family because if all of us put our efforts together, we could reach such far lengths. So that's definitely
Amen.
something.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. We have to sit down. We just haven't been able to find the time. But yes, I want to do that. Definitely. Just consider it done. All right. Um, the to answer young lady's question, what is up for us, the Militant family? Again, we are working on becoming a legalized charity in Jamaica, and continue to grow and to reach as many people as we possibly can. The final outcome is one of the things that I really want to do, people, is, and I helped someone do this in Jamaica, and it's very big, and I know that we can do it on my end, is I want to rent out a big field, and I want to have bouncies and clowns and face painting and games and all kind of things and music playing and games for the parents, and they can do races, and we're going to have a whole table set up. We're going to have food and hot dogs and stuff and some jerk chicken, and we're going to have a whole section set out with back to schools, and kids can just come by and get some stuff for back to
Uh,
school.
You
And
need to get out of my head.
that
You
is
need to
the
get out of my
ultimate
head.
goal. I mean,
You
you're
need to
here.
get out of my head. That's something that I've been talking about for a while. And I even have a name for it. Bring back the love, Jamaica. It's
Okay,
been
well,
in
we
my
got
head
that for
for
you.
it's been
Oh,
in my head for such a long time, and I've actually talked about doing something like that for a long time. So we can definitely and Pathways to Promise did something on a smaller scale in the summertime. They had St. Anne Community Day. I wasn't able to attend that, but they partnered with the Starliner Seafood Restaurant, and then they had the bouncy house. One of our members actually went out and bought a bouncy house. Tracy, big up yourself, because Tracy loves the kids.
mhm.
And they had like snacks and tables for seniors, tables with food with clothing for seniors. They had food. They had back to school supplies. They cooked and handed out soup and stuff like that. And we want to extend it. We want to get bigger. We want to be able to help as many people as possible. And the only way that we're going to be able to do that is like if we coordinate with each other so that we can
Well, we
get.
could definitely do that because that is, I have, like I said, already organized it with my brother. He started off very small, just like we did, and now it's the biggest thing, and everyone looks forward to it. Along with that, with the orphanage that we do help, which we know they can't leave like that, we want to do something on a smaller scale for them at the orphanage so they can have a good time. Face painting, maybe have a little clown come over and things of that nature. But that is our ultimate goal. Is to get on that bigger scale so we can help way more people. And then maybe, hopefully, if depending on the time of the year, we would just set up and go outside and feed the needy. Just set up a table of food, and we would work it, and anybody can come past and get a plate. So, pray for us. If you would like to, sponsor us, we would greatly appreciate it. But we do have big plans to grow, but you have to crawl before you walk, and we understand that. And we're going to take our time to get there because every mistake that we make is a lesson. There's no failures. We just learn from it. And the next time we do better. And then the next time we do better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I know two other ladies who they go to Jamaica, and every what they do is every time they're going to Jamaica, they put they choose, like, they have a basket with all of the parishes in there, and then they pick a name out of, and then they go to that parish, and then they do a back to school for that parish,
that's
which is
awesome.
really amazing. What they is, they'll coordinate with a church or a school and stuff. Banks, big up yourself, brother. Hi, and everyone that's come in. Yeah, so there's so many of us grassroots foundations, and if we all, you know, coordinate our efforts, we can actually make a big impact.
Yeah, we definitely can, but it takes a community of people, of supporters to help a community, right? It takes one community to be able to help a community. And we have surrounded ourselves with a community of people, and we are blessed. I can actually say we are blessed that people trust us to do what we do. And I think that's because we're very transparent on what we do. So it does take a community to help another community, you know? Just
Most
never know.
definitely.
One day, God forbid, God forbid, but one day it may be you that needs the help and you may be reaching out to me. I see this long thing. I can't see the words. Is that another question? Jesus.
It says, what? If you go alone, you can go fast, but if you go together, you can go far. I like
Amen.
that. I
Whoever
love
said
that.
that, amen.
Most definitely. And so next week I'm going to be having my final week, and it's going to be one love, my brother. Um, oh, and Millie, when it comes to Banks, I want to thank you again for that, because that's my brother. That, remember, I was freaking out because I couldn't find him during the hurricane, and and you jumped on that and was like ready to help me. So I want to appreciate you for that. And as you can see, he's here. We found him, and I'm so happy
Hi, thanks. Hi, thanks.
because I told him, I'm like, I called out the military. Everybody was helping me search for you. Yeah.
Yes.
So next week I'm gonna be having a group from a local GTA group is going to be joining me, GTA Greater Toronto Area, because I am here in Canada. Beyond the Court, I was fortunate enough to help them in the summertime for their back to school drive. But Beyond the Court is a young man who grew up in the, I wouldn't even say, well, yeah, he grew up in like a rough neighborhood, and he was able to get out of that neighborhood and make good for himself. So he goes back to that neighborhood, and he runs basketball games and educates the kids and after school programs and does all different types of stuff to help keep the kids off the street and keep them safe. So we're going to be having them next. And I'm proud to say that I know them and that I've worked with them before, and I will be doing some more stuff with them, some more community stuff with Beyond the Court. So that's next week. I want to thank Millie for coming on
Thank you for
and
having
for
me. Can
and
I leave
for
my contact information for anyone that's out there?
most definitely.
All right. Again, we are a TikTok based group, and you can reach us at the, we have a page, a group page called the Militant Family Event Page, which has been dormant, but that's one of the things we're working on this year. You can find everything that we got going um, on TikTok. Not only are we a charity group on TikTok, but we believe in bringing fun back to TikTok. And so, if you're the type of person, if you like bingo, if you like games, if you like deep conversations, definitely come link us on TikTok because we offer all of that. We just offer really good vibes. So you can reach me on TikTok under the Militant Family event page, or you can find me Militant Good As Blondie, Good As. Our PayPal information is the same, the Militant Family One Love. You can reach me on YouTube under the Militant Family as well. Just contact us. We have a logo. This is our logo. It's right behind me. So if you are on TikTok and you see that logo, you can reach out to anybody with that logo on and follow us. Let us know if you need assistance of any kind or if you want to be a supporter, if you want to be a sponsor. We are going to be doing something special for people that sponsor us. So if you are interested in sponsoring us, contact me or please contact anyone in the Militant family. I would like to give a big up to everyone who came through and supported me, just to see your names run through, even though I can't see them all, but I seen some people text me and saying I'm here. So I really did appreciate that. You see how that just put a smile on my face? Just a little support of you being here really just means a lot. And on behalf of the Militant family, we would like to thank you guys all for your continued support. And beautiful queen, I would love to thank you for giving us this platform to allow us to showcase what we do and what we're actually about.
Okay. And I just seen Lauderhill Mom is actually in the comments there. So I just want to give a big shout out to her. Lauderhill Mom is she's an autism mom, but she also feeds the homeless in Lauderhill in Fort Lauderdale there in Florida. That's somebody that I actually want to introduce you to, Millie, because she is a like-minded individual like us, and she does a lot of work. And she's also an author. And once you started talking about the event and face painters, she popped into my head because she's an amazing face painter. Like
Okay.
amazing. So definitely somebody else that we can coordinate with in order, once we get everything all together. We have so many different people with different talents and stuff like that. And if we all put our talents together and our efforts together, we could turn a molehill into a huge mountain, right? And as
Yeah.
Shabaka says, faith can move mountain, and we will definitely, that's the goal, right? So again, thank you. Oh, and Shannon, I see you, darling. My sister-in-law, Shannon, big up yourself and everybody that is here that came through to support. Let's continue to support each other, to love each other, and be positive and spread a little love in the world.
Amen. Yes. Big up yourselves. Big up everybody for coming. I appreciate you.
And y'all, make sure you follow the Militant family on TikTok and all their different platforms. And if you don't know where to follow, you could always just send me a DM or send her a DM or, and as always, follow Lux Radio on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, and hopefully soon we'll be able to go live on TikTok. But TikTok doesn't really like to support other platforms, but we'll get a way to work around that because where there's a will, there's a way.
I think you're on TikTok right now, honey.
Oh, I am? Okay, well, hello, TikTok. Well, thank you for whoever's streaming it to TikTok. Appreciate that very much. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure out a way to do that myself. So my time is coming to a close. At 9:30 tonight is going to be the Peace Podcast. So you could always tune in at any time, www.luxradio.com. That's LUXX radio.com. And just so y'all know, Lux Radio does have its own app on the Play Store. So you can go and download the app and get music all the time. So
Mhm.
next week, as I said, my guest is going to be Dana and Sam from Beyond the Court. They're going to be joining me. And that's going to be the closing of my nonprofit Community Helper Month. And I might have one other person that will be joining me as well. I got to confirm with him, and that he's also somebody else that I want to coordinate with you as well. Millie, Kiki Ward, big up yourself and for everything that you do there in New York.
All right.
So
I like that.
So everyone have a blessed night and continue to support each other and continue to love each other. And thank you again, Millie.
Thank you. One love, everybody. Pick up yourself. Am I supposed to drop myself? Jesus Christ. I don't know what to do.